Okay, 6:32, March 5th. As the senior board member, I will kick the meeting off.
First thing we have to do is elect a chairman, I would believe.
I was gonna ask,
You want to do the oaths first?
I was gonna ask if we could reorganize the
Yeah, you have
agenda
to.
as is,
Yeah.
because we don't have a quorum of board members right now. You have not taken the oath of office, and Adrian has not either.
Yeah,
Right.
So can we actually even kick off a meeting without Duncan here?
no. We can once
The oath of office can
we
happen
can once they're
anytime.
sworn in.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's watching. Before our meeting begins, I would like to congratulate Adrian on her successful run for select board, and hopefully you enjoy every minute of it.
Congratulations to both of you for your wins.
Rosemary is gonna administer the oath of officers.
Look on, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will true and faithfully execute be true and faithful to the state of Vermont, and you will not directly or indirectly do any acts or anything injurious to the Constitution or government thereof, so help you God, or under pain and penalty of perjury? I do. Do both together.
Say I do.
I do.
Just fill this section out.
Okay, thank you, Rosemary.
So we have a quorum now.
Have a quorum now.
Meeting opened. As the most senior member of the new meeting, I would like to move appointments of municipal positions up to our first item. If nobody has objections, we at least need to appoint a chair, and then we can go with the agenda as presented. Any objections?
None.
None.
Hearing none.
Peter, you gonna do one?
An objection?
No.
No, I have a motion.
For chair?
Yeah, I
I would entertain a
nominate
motion.
Evan Patch.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I am opposing, or no, I'm not opposing. I'm recusing myself. The ayes have it. Now that we have a chair, can I get a nomination for vice chair, please?
I'd like to nominate Adrian Parker for vice chair, of the Johnson Selectboard.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Is
I would like to second it.
there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, Adrian.
We'll see after a year whether you want to thank us or not.
Our sympathy to both of you.
You know, I usually make the joke off camera whenever anybody runs for select board. I offer my condolences, but it is humbling and all, right? Surely in joking fashion. So now that we have those two out, let's continue with the agenda as is. First item is additions or adjustments to the agenda. Are there any additions or adjustments to the agenda?
One addition, delegation of signature authority for permitting, required permitting for the library.
Okay, any other additions or adjustments? Hearing none, we'll move on to our next item. Is public comment. There's one member of the public here.
I put all those chairs in. I thought maybe everybody would fill them.
It was,
Good night.
are you sure you're happy with that chair?
I do have one comment, actually, if you don't mind. And I emailed Rosemary about this earlier, but just I'm a little upset with the school board process and just the whole process from the beginning, not just the election yesterday, but just it felt really challenging to find a consistent answer in terms of how to be on the school board, from the appointment process to the election process, and then in the election, we both ended up being on the same term, and that was shocking to me. I had no idea that we were. I thought that we were both going for different terms, so it was, I just felt like it was, really discouraging. And I think that for a lot of people, this is the reason why they don't get involved, because it is so hard to get answers and consistent answers. No one seems to really quite know, and so I just wanna put it out there that I think that we need to improve on that if we really want people to step up and run for positions, so.
Certainly. I know the school board item specifically that you're talking about. We went round and round about that. I think Tom and I have an email chain
Yeah.
that's pretty long, and you had reached out to BLCT
No response.
and LCPC. The massive confusion there, right? When it used to be in the town, the select board would appoint vacant positions, but there was a complete divorce. But apparently the school board needed a recommendation. We missed a month. I had reached out to the chair of the school board and said, would you like a recommendation? And he said, we want you to assist them being placed on the ballot, which you've said several times. You've been on the select board for 6 years. You know the process to get on the ballot. And the fact that you were both in for the same term was confusing to me. But maybe there's more that could be done in a situation like this. And my guess is that the school board will need a recommendation for an appointment of one of those 2 terms. And we'll have to post it and make a recommendation, but being only 2 people, it seems
Yeah,
clear to me.
I think we have a process moving forward, but I think for next year, we should really clean it. I'm still blown away that the select board makes a recommendation at all. I mean, really what it is that the town is only providing the mechanism of the election for the school board, a separate municipality. But yet for the select board to make a recommendation for another municipality seems clunky, right? Like, and that's what I would love some clarity on, is like, you're not allowed to make recommendations for your own select board, so why are we making recommendations? You know what I mean, like there's something off about that. And maybe that's wrong, maybe it's
It's
right,
not.
and it's just not the right word, you know, maybe that's, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'll take that up and I'll reach out to Mark Nielsen about,
I'm sure we'll be dealing with it soon.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be great, because as you know, time is of the essence. We were just at the meet and greet with the new principal, the principal candidates for JES, and right now. We're, even with me getting on, we're still short 1 representative for Johnson to make
Yeah.
a massive, really huge decision for our town. So in a way, I kind of feel like we're all losing in this scenario right now because we're still underrepresented.
you,
So,
my understanding.
And
that
the board wrote a letter now saying they would recommend Karen.
Because it's just a recommendation and not an appointment, we don't really have a mechanism. We're meeting again. Is it 2 weeks?
Well, we can have.
Which term did you take, Kyle?
well, I got both.
I know, but you have to accept one.
So the 3-year.
You accepted the 3-year. So you're the election official. If the person with the most write-ins doesn't accept it, does it automatically go? Okay.
It's not gonna do it. Just open for discussion from the board, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, it's public comment.
Did you fill out a petition?
Yes.
Now, what did you put on the top of your petition for your term? Did you put down 3-year term?
Yes.
So you were running for a 3-year term. So, and she must have put in for a 3-year term also.
Right, it wasn't clear. And part of it, in looking back at my correspondence with Rosemary, she did mention that one of the 3-year terms still had a 1-year to fill out, but in my head, I can't speak for Carrie, but I think in her head too, we still thought there was 2 3-year terms, because there is 2 3-year terms. And so anyway, I guess part of it was our mistake, because we weren't completely clear that one had to be 3-year and one had to be 1 year. In our heads, it was 2 3-year terms, which is why we both put 3-year. But I also wish that when we had handed in our petitions, that was sort of brought to our attention that there was actually 2 different terms, and if we had time to repetition, we only needed 25 signatures. I could have gotten that in a day.
You brought yours in the very last day.
Oh, did I? Sorry. Okay. All right. I don't know. It just, somehow it was very confusing.
How I would like to handle this is, can we post for interested candidates to fill the vacant 1-year term? Respectfully, I don't mind Tom or somebody from the board reaching out to Carrie, and we'll make a recommendation at our next meeting. It gives the whole public a chance. They had a chance, but just to kind of follow historical, and that way we can make a recommendation in 2 weeks.
I'll reach out to Mark and just make sure the school board's aware and ready.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And in terms of being short on time for some important decisions, does that timing work out?
The next school board meeting is March 10th, so that's, yeah.
And we're meeting 7 days later.
Yep.
And I'll be in Florida.
So the select board appoints.
The school board,
Johnson School board member.
no, the school board appoints a Johnson representative to the school board member,
Used to
To
be,
the school
we
board.
did till we gave it up.
but we need to provide a recommendation to the school board.
Is that, I wonder if that's what's required by law. That's what is it.
That was what was in our email string
Yeah,
there. There was confusion.
Your computer's about to reboot.
Do you do that?
Hearing the time crunch, I would recommend, if Carrie is interested in filling that seat to make it to that meeting, she can communicate with Mark and everything. Historically, we've always allowed the public a chance to be interested.
Mhm.
I just don't want to cut that short, even though it's pretty clear to me that there were only 2 people interested.
They meet once a month or twice a month.
Once a month for the big meeting, and then committees meet once a month, or subcommittees.
Okay, is the board comfortable with that?
Yes.
They meet
Yeah.
next month.
All right. Any further public comment? It's interesting that you showed up, because our next item is select board issues and concerns, and mine involves you. Are there any others? Are there any select board issues or concerns?
I had a couple things, but you can say it first.
My issue, and it's not so much of a concern, I had multiple people reach out to me today, and they were upset and thought that Kyle was counting ballots. I would like to make it clear for the record that she was not counting ballots. She was counting school board budget ballots up at Memorial Union. She had nothing to do with any ballots that were counted with her name on it. And even if she did, whether I agree with Kyle on every topic or not, she is an honorable person, and I wouldn't have questioned her integrity either way. And above and beyond that, you're not getting anything past Rosemary, and she's the election official. So anybody that has any questions, please call me. You can have them.
No issues, just an addition or like topic. So I just wanted to ask who are like liaisons on the board, and I wanted to see if it was okay if I be the liaison for the planning commission and the rail trail committee if no one else is interested in that.
Certainly, and we'll go over those in the appointments, item number 5.
Oh, okay.
More than happy for you to take. those.
Okay.
Do you have another?
Well, just kind of on that same kind of line, Doug, the chair of the rail trail committee, he asked me to ask if someone could help him with the Zoom town meeting account for him to have our next meeting remotely on for people to join. Our next meeting is the 19th, 6 p.m. We're supposed to have a special meeting before that, but we don't have that date set yet. Yeah.
You still have the login password from the planning commission?
I do, but I could never get it to work. Like,
Is,
If you have 5 minutes after tonight.
yeah,
is the board comfortable with Adrian facilitating this?
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
All right, can you work with Tom
Yeah.
outside the meeting?
Mhm.
I wasn't trying to cut you off, I'm just
No, you're
trying to get home, we've been in meetings for the last 2 days.
yeah,
Any
and
job she wants.
So. do you have
Any of
other-
them. if she
only
can
thing to
have.
add to that is, I would like on a future meeting, an agenda point to be how we can help committees on having like Zoom meetings and a system more that they can just come in, and some people don't have laptops, and like, I think they should, all committees should have the right to have a meeting online and share with the public, so.
Depends on how many accounts we have.
Well, I was wondering if maybe we just had like a stationary laptop here where we chained it, or, you know, like, we figured out where people can steal it or something,
Yeah,
and then had our town logged into it or something.
I meant like Zoom accounts, right? Because if a committee schedules a meeting. While there's a select board meeting, I'm gonna argue.
Yeah.
Not on importance, but on principle that the select board gets the Zoom
Definitely.
for that. Can we, would you be comfortable if that's added to old business?
Sure.
And bring it up, that way it's on our list, like committee support for Zoom,
Mhm.
Tom?
Yeah.
That's all.
Do you have any more?
Yeah.
I'm honestly not trying to cut you off.
No,
I'm
no,
just
you're good.
trying to make sure that everything happens.
Yep, I'm good.
Are we ready to move on to appointments of municipal positions? So typically here. We just go through the whole list. At the end, I'm gonna entertain a motion to. Approve the list as is reworked. Tom, are you taking notes?
I'm gonna be writing in, then I have rail trails and planning commission for you.
Okay, first two are covered. Is everybody comfortable with Tom remaining the road commissioner? I'm just gonna continue reading down and somebody's gonna have to stop me. Assistant clerk and treasurer has nothing to do with us anyways. First constable was removed, by statute. Animal control officer, BJ Putnam, Dean Locke, and Crystal Earl. Was there a question about having a 1, 2, and 3? I'm not sure if that was cleared up, but we did stuff with job description and everything.
Yeah, unofficial system that I think is, we're reviewing.
Okay, so we'll leave it as is for now. Fence viewers, unfortunately, Nat Kinney, I'm proposing gets knocked off and Mark Woodward's gets added. No. Yeah, no, Nat left before Eric.
That's off,
Mark Woodward,
works on.
yeah, it's kind of an honorary position. Do they do much anymore, Rosemary? They used to
Yep.
settle property disputes way back when, right?
Yeah. Actually, people like cows. For the county.
Okay, official weigher of coal, I pose.
Why do they keep this stuff?
I don't know. It's my uncle, and if he wants to keep weighing coal, I have no objections. Tree warden Noel Dodge, health officer Dean Locke, BJ Putman is deputy, and the other deputy is Tom. Is that okay still, Tom?
I have that role, not as an active role to be in the community, but to facilitate like the bureaucracy behind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
As
just,
long as you're aware.
I'm saying with Dean being the health officer and BJ being.
Yeah, I
deputy.
think Dean does a really great job.
Okay, cool. Emergency management director, who wants that one?
That's controversial, yeah. I think I'd go for staying with the manager we have,
Of course he would.
who's doing a great job.
Okay. Energy coordinator, I think Mark can keep this one unless,
He's gotta do something.
since I've been on the board, the energy coordinator has done what? Okay. Town service officer, I think,
You stuck me with that when I
This
came
has
on.
been, deleted.
well,
Yeah,
you
they did.
you say we stuck you with it, Tom removed it, we could keep it around as like a fun loving thing, but, let's just delete it for simplicity.
Usually the newest board member gets it.
Yeah, it,
The state,
I-
they took all the way off.
They did.
yeah, but they kept it around as a ha-ha for the newest board member, resume booster.
So.
Is this board
So
comfortable with
Adrian's
us
gonna
mixing
get that
that in the
job.
list? Okay,
Mhm.
Inspector of Lumber, Wood and Shingles, Richard Seames. Green Up Day Chair.
I can do that.
Really?
Do you want a hug right now?
That's outstanding.
Do you have Shane Spence's number?
Yeah,
He has a bunch of great contacts.
okay.
He did a great job. I think it's a lot, but thank you very much, Adrian.
Yeah,
You keep taking on these jobs, you'll be on this board forever.
Lamoille County Planning Commission, Municipal Director, 3-year term. Yep, that's fine. Green Mountain Byway is still appropriate for Randall, I believe. Sheriff Communication Advisory Committee, that was me last year. They had one meeting. I had last minute notice and didn't make it. But I have no problem continuing in that capacity. Fire Warden, has anybody checked with Corey Davis?
Corey's back from active duty and I believe I heard him say he's up for the job.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Assistant Fire Warden, you think Gary's good with that
Yeah.
still?
Yeah,
Town Historian Linda Jones, Lamoille County Planning Commission, Brownfield Committee. I don't think we've had anybody serve on this since Doug kind of stepped down. And Kyle's nodding her head like she wants to take.
Did you want that job, really?
She was definitely nodding her head.
I think I saw that too.
Did you see that, Peter? Adrian?
I saw it. Yeah.
What's the time commitment for that?
We haven't had one for a full year.
Will it be relevant with the Sterling Market? Like,
Well, Sterling Market, and it's my understanding Tom could step in or any other board member, is that the brownfield will be dealt with before the town would accept it anyways. I think where there may be some leaning from the board this year, I mean, it's the planning commission brownfield committee, but you would be the Johnson representative.
Else,
I-
like minutes and updates.
I think where we might lean on this person a little bit and not a ton is in discussions about potential subdivision of the garages down there. But that's more like a, hey, do you know of any huge blah, 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 blah. If you don't, we talk to LCPC and pay $80,000 for a study to tell us that the study from 10 years ago was too old and that, we could leave it vacant for now if you're too hesitant.
Well, I'm just not qualified, not
Doug-
a brownfield expert, I know.
Huh?
that
Doug was on it for a while. I guess we'll leave.
I'll do it.
Oh,
I
no.
love it. You're awesome,
Wowee.
Kyle. All right, the alternative to that is Tom. I think we leave that.
It's gonna be the voice.
FiberNet, has anybody checked with Paul?
Didn't say no.
All right, beauty. Mark was the alternate last year. I think he's still good with that. Mark. He's not objecting.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't at all. Planning Commission. Adrian, you could probably speak to this a little bit. I'm gonna say that Dave Butler is no longer on there.
no, he passed away.
Charles Gallanter, Rob Rodriguez, Paul Warden, Kim Cottonor, yourself, although Adrian's name should be corrected.
And
Okay,
we have 3 people that are about to be appointed. But,
yeah, I know there was a recommendation.
Yeah.
But there's 3 vacant seats and we'll leave it there for tonight. Rec committee. Is there a boatload of interest?
I make that whole business to revisit rec committee's purpose. Or to either like extinguish it or can make it.
Whew.
Make a big push to make it come back alive.
You might as well start talking about zoning when you talk about extinguishing a town committee. Yeah, throw it on the old business. Skate park committee, Tom, any updates there?
No, but I'll be in touch with Casey. Probably tomorrow.
Okay, conservation commission. I believe this is accurate to the town report and there's a vacancy there. Tree board. Is that accurate?
My term expired. Conservation Commission.
No, we reappointed you.
You did.
Do you not want to serve? You don't have to.
I'll think about it.
Okay, we'll leave you on there for now. You could
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
ask for resignation. Tree board, any updates there, Tom? Okay, historic society. That looks accurate. Didn't. Richard C. Mays say that there was somebody they were interested in recommending. It doesn't matter for tonight.
Yeah, they have 2 openings. I don't remember that, but it is possible. I'll reach out.
DRB, I would recommend that they continue their fast-paced work.
David's name comes off that way.
All right. Good catch. Beautification committee.
This is accurate.
Can we correct your name on that?
We would like to expand our committee, I don't know. Do I need like, Tom to have that on the agenda next time?
Yeah, we'll just throw it on an open meeting and. If you expand it too large, could you get some people to sign up for rec?
Yeah.
Tuesday Night Live Committee, Piers Accurate. Community Oven, anything there, Tom?
Oh, wait, the beautification committee, we only have 5 members. This has 6 spots with 1 vacancy.
You can go 5 full, correct?
Yeah.
There's a vacancy there for a reason. Was there a person on your committee that stepped down?
No, I think they've always had 5, right?
Well, you already got a spot for another one.
Should we have a even number though? I mean,
But yeah, usually you're only gonna do this.
I mean, I don't, but
okay.
we could have the discussion in open meeting, I guess. You jumped back. Racial Justice, Social Equity Committee, I believe, is still wanting to remain, I don't want to say dormant. They still want to be a town committee, but there's just restructuring, not having meetings and stuff. As far as I know. So you're looking questioning.
Yeah, I was hoping that one would get reactivated. I don't know. It
We
seemed like
didn't-
It just literally fizzled. I'm not sure.
We didn't deactivate it, maybe.
I think it's just that as soon as you guys on hold.
Yeah, I wasn't actually on it.
Figure it out,
Yeah.
like as soon as. Like the committee wants to come together, they can. You know, if they feel there's a need in town that needs action, they can step up at the time and take.
Mhm.
They're still in the budget, it's been zeroed out, but they still, there's a line item for them to.
Maybe we could reach out to Sophia and see if
Yeah.
she has any interest in restarting it.
Rail Trail Committee, Adrian, is this accurate? Obviously with your name correction.
Yes.
Okay,
Or well, Kyle just stepped down.
Well, Doug reached out to all of us saying the select board needs to know.
have you,
And.
I mean, there was recommendations to us that we'll handle in our next meeting anyways for them, but I didn't see your resignation letter.
I just told Doug that I was stepping down and I thought he was gonna relay. I could send a formal one.
You're supposed to get a card if you send a formal one. Board members
You won and then I revoked it.
Board members don't even get a card,
Yeah.
select board members.
Okay, I can send another one.
All right, and that rounds the list out of officers and committees. Adrian had brought up earlier that she was interested in being the liaison for the select board, for the planning commission and rail trail committee.
Mhm.
Do any board members have an issue with that? So could you add liaison maybe next to it? Maybe put it next to Mike's in the historic society, so I'm not clear. And Peter's our liaison for the library, which isn't even on this list.
So. Good, so I don't lose track, could we go? Like group by group and just tell them Maybe I can write it down. We don't have like a
You
list
you
anymore.
weren't keeping notes as we went. Were you keeping notes, Adrian?
So like, the planning commission liaison is Adrian. Rec committee liaison, do we need one?
We don't have liaisons for every committee. Adrian was offering to be it for 2 committees and I personally think it's great. We usually get a little bit more information out of a liaison than nothing. I have not, my one caveat is I'd like Paul to grace it, but I don't see him having an issue with it. But as chair of the planning commission,
Yeah.
we talked to Paul about.
He said he was fine with it.
Oh, cool.
Are you going off planning?
No,
Yeah, well, I have to, right?
do you?
I can't be on both.
Planning commission.
I mean, Shane stepped down, but that was his own accord. I don't believe, is there conflict of interest?
I
The
think-
planning commission works on plans.
They're just advisory, they have no.
They're an advisory committee.
Yeah. So I don't think your role on. the
Oh.
planning commission would-
The only thing I could see ever being a conflict of interest there is if the planning commission was asking us for $2,000 to pay a analyst to do something. When it comes to money, all you have to do is recuse yourself. Mark Woodward was on the bread oven committee and he just recused himself anytime they asked for money. It was,
Yeah. Would it be a conflict of interest with like form-based code or like things like that? Cause like, and we went like kind of back and forth with that. Yeah.
Were you on the board when they approved it?
No, I wasn't.
what's your recommendation, Rosemary? Think it'd be cleaner if she resigned?
It'd be clear,
I think so.
Well, how would you like to handle that?
I'd like to resign. Or,
Send me
Do we
now.
have cards?
Okay.
Send an email. Yeah.
Can we give her a card now?
No, no, she's on the select board now. She doesn't get cards. Yeah, send an email.
okay,
We'll accept it at the next meeting.
all right. And it's still okay if I'm chair of beautification committee and I stay on the bread oven committee?
The same as I just explained with
Okay.
Mark, if the beautification committee or the bread oven committee comes to the town requesting, even if it's a grant, which is money in, money out,
Mhm.
just to be clean, recusing yourself would be very clean.
Just when it comes to money or, okay.
Money's the big one that the taxpayers and voters care about.
Mhm.
If you wanted to recuse yourself on appointments to new members, that's fine. Typically, they're always passed.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. And then I am co-chair with Paul on the Reimagine Johnson Downtown redevelopment reconfiguration task force. I guess that's okay to still be on, or,
That has no tangible affiliation to the town that I know of.
Mhm.
That would be no different than you being a board member of the Vermont Co-op.
Okay.
Which I keep using Mark as examples,
Mhm.
but Mark was on other boards. Peter, are you on a board at your church?
I'm employed there.
You get my point, right?
Yeah, right, yeah, I mean, any. Whether we're on a board or not, as individuals, we could have a conflict of interest.
Oh,
So
for
we
sure.
just recuse ourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
it happens. Small town,
Yeah,
Mhm.
many hats,
yeah.
nobody
Um,
with more hats than you.
So unless there's further discussion, I would entertain a motion from the board to accept the list of appointments of the officials.
We gotta take care of
The
this
officers.
letter from Doug Moldy.
Next meeting.
That's gonna be next meeting.
Yep.
So I'll so move.
As amended. That was your motion. Is there a second?
Second,
Motion a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Whose notes do you need? You were only talking about liaisons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next up is old business. I guess there was a little addition to that. While we're talking about old business, this is new business that is extremely important to me individually, and we talked about it 2 days ago, and I'm not that I'm expecting you guys have anything, but we need a job description for the town clerk, a job description for the town treasurer, and an offer letter together. It's semantics. You got the job. If Rosemary walked away, we'd all be going.
Can I give myself?
Write your own job description.
Well, I think we're looking for drafts, and as I understand statute, we have 45 days after the voters had voted to make it an appointment office instead of an elected office. We can get a couple of drafts, 45 days, we only have 3 meetings. We'll probably still be stumbling over it then, but I don't think that can wait until August, September, October.
Or 17.
I was really surprised that
I
went so
think we need to
quickly
draft that.
yesterday.
Went so quickly because somebody screamed the Pledge of Allegiance and everybody got scared and sat down. Slightly off topic. Is there
I'm not
anything,
even gonna tell you what I'm thinking about you now.
is there anything under old business? Slightly off topic of old business. It was a good town meeting.
You did a really great job at it. You really.
Yeah,
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
It was truly moving. And every year the taxpayers complain that we're not charging them enough.
Every town around it, we had the lowest increase of all towns around.
We did.
Yeah.
Will you pay that bill?
I'm gonna need to give the town a loan to afford electricity.
Every time this happens, because Mike gets in here before me, turns those lights on, they're on timers.
Shut off in 45 minutes. Or an
Yeah.
hour.
We also have the most voter participation of all the towns.
Really?
Like percentage wise or?
Yeah. Yep. Not by much, maybe like 7, 20, I know,
That's awesome.
yeah. We had 379.
That wasn't a huge turnout either,
Yeah,
More than average for our town meeting.
was it?
105 or something, is that how you checked in? Yeah.
Well, that's low.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anything else under old business?
Telling me this meeting's almost over.
Well, we would be adjourning right now, but Tom had an addition. I think this will be relatively straightforward. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. You're looking for authorization to sign forms that don't incur costs to the town to keep the permit process rolling.
Don't incur additional costs. There will be some associated fees. Don't incur costs outside of the library, existing library grant. But these are gonna cost money, the wastewater costs money, and the general construction permit's gonna cost money. But they're factored into the general library. They're 100% reimbursable for the project.
Yeah. How's the board feel?
So we have to pay for a new wastewater permit when we've already got a library that has wastewater.
We are trying our hardest to get an exemption under what's called a boundary line adjustments, because we already exist at Legion Field. And there was existing hookups there for water and sewer when there was the alumni house there.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like our argument is being heard from the state, but we're still attempting. And then it's gonna be based on flow rates, and then we have to. I did ask the village to waive the connection fee for. Since we're municipal. And to see if they would waive their. Fee as well, so we're hoping for. No cost, but, and then the general construction permit from the state, is gonna have a cost as well.
that's ridiculous. There's not gonna be anything over there once that
Well,
building is gone.
we already have usage, we're taking usage off and adding similar usage. It's not like we're increasing the amount of flow. But it's a hard sell. I don't think moving buildings is part of something the state wastewater permit accounts for. You know, it's to them, it like checks the boxes, a new construction and a new block, right?
What a bunch of hardheads. Really. I hope they're listening.
Does the board wanna make a motion or not?
We have to,
We don't have to.
but
If
we kind of do.
Well, no, this is a request for Tom to sign paperwork. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna have to come to us every board meeting and hold the process up by a week here, a week there. I think this is Tom's request and expediting the process.
Well, then we need to approve that then.
Is that your motion?
Yes, it is.
And my second,
Okay, so for clarity, Mike's motion was to authorize Thomas Gallinat to sign library permit forms that don't incur
We can't do a thing.
property
to hold
tax
this up.
based costs, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's good.
With an alternate of Peter in case Tom is not available or has an accident. That was your motion?
Absolutely. I
Okay,
couldn't have said it any better.
and that's what you seconded.
yeah, but can I second it because I'm in the
I mean,
motion?
you could just withdraw your second and Adrian could. second.
Okay, I'll withdraw my second.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right, motion and second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed, and the ayes have it. Without anything else, the meeting is adjourned at 7:14.
The record.